She didn't announce it. She didn't tease it. She didn't sell it. One morning, the internet woke up to a single photo on a 21-year-old's Instagram account, and the tennis world stopped breathing. No press conference. No media tour. Just a girl standing in front of a building in a city most of the world couldn't point to on a map, surrounded by children in matching blue uniforms, holding a ribbon in her hands. The caption was 9 words. 9 words that would break 1 million people before noon. And here's the thing, and nobody saw this coming. Not her fans. Not her sponsors. Not even her closest friends on tour. The woman who had just become the highest-ranked Filipino tennis player in history had been hiding something. For 8 months, while the world was watching her climb rankings and win titles, Alex Eala was quietly building something in Quezon City that had nothing to do with tennis. And the moment people found out what it was, everything changed. Let's go back. Because to understand what Alex Eala just did, you have to understand who she was before the world knew her name. She was 13 years old when she left the Philippines. 13. Think about that for a second. Most kids that age are worrying about homework, about what to wear to school, about what their friends think of them. Alex Eala packed a bag, said goodbye to everything she knew, and boarded a flight to Mallorca, Spain, to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy, one of the most elite tennis institutions on the planet. She didn't speak the language fluently. She didn't know anyone there. She was thousands of miles from her family. And she went anyway, because she had a dream, and she was willing to bleed for it. But here's what nobody talks about. What it actually felt like to be 13, alone, in a foreign country, watching other kids go home to their families while you stayed behind and practiced your serve in the fading Spanish light. What it felt like to be homesick in a way that doesn't have a word for it. She made it work. She always made it work. But something stayed with her from those years. Something she couldn't shake. And it would take almost a decade for the world to understand what that something was. Fast forward to 2026. Alex Eala is no longer an unknown. She's world number 28. She's just won in Birmingham, walked onto the grass at the Queen's Club, worn a Nike signature collection that crashed their servers when it launched. She is a phenomenon. Filipino fans are calling her the pride of the nation. And she is, but not yet for the reason they think. While the cameras follow her onto courts across Europe, while commentators analyze her backhand and her mental fortitude, while brands line up to put their logos next to her name, Alex Eala is doing something else entirely. She is wiring money to architects in Quezon City. She is on phone calls with social workers and orphanage directors between matches. She is designing a school curriculum at midnight in hotel rooms, in cities she'll leave before sunrise. She is building something that no ranking system will ever measure. And she is doing it in complete silence. The building goes up slowly. Neighbors in Quezon City notice the workers arriving each morning. They hear the hammering. They watch the walls rise. They see windows being installed, a courtyard taking shape, a structure painted in blue and red and yellow. They wonder what it is. A business? A community center? No one knows. No one is told. Because Alex Eala doesn't want attention for this. Not yet, not until it's real. Not until the children are standing inside it. That detail matters more than anything else in this story. In an era where celebrities announce their charity work before the check has cleared, where philanthropy has become a branding exercise, where doing good has become a performance, this woman said nothing. For 8 months, she let the building speak when it was ready. And when it finally did speak, it said things that made grown adults cry in front of their phones. June 2026, Quezon City, Philippines. The morning of the opening. Alex Eala arrives in a white blouse and jeans. No entourage. No film crew. No publicist choreographing the moment. She walks up to the building she funded. The building she dreamed into existence while everyone thought she was just dreaming about Wimbledon. And she stands there for a moment before anyone notices her. Looking at it. Just looking. A ribbon stretches across the entrance. Children in matching blue uniforms are already gathering, some of them fidgeting with excitement, some of them unnaturally still in the way that children are when they've learned that good things don't always last. Local officials are there. Parents, or the people standing in for parents, are there. And then Alex walks forward, picks up the scissors, and says 4 words that demolish every wall she ever built around this moment. Today, we open this. The crowd erupts. The children sing the national anthem. And Alex Eala, who has held trophies, who has pumped her fist at match point, who has stood on podiums and raised her racket to roaring crowds, is weeping. Because this is different. This is the thing that matters. Now let's talk about what this school actually is. Because the word school doesn't begin to cover it. The Eala Academy of Hope, let that name sit with you for a second, is a fully functioning educational institution. 4 classrooms, a library, a computer lab, a dining hall, a small medical clinic, and in the back, behind the main building, a tennis court. But not the kind you're imagining. Not a high-performance facility with electronic ball machines and coaching staff and tournament schedules. This court has one purpose: joy. The simple, irreplaceable joy of hitting a ball, of hearing that sound, that thwack, and feeling like you just did something powerful. Like you exist, like you matter. Alex said it herself. I don't care if any of them become tennis players. I care if they become happy, healthy, educated. I care if they know that they matter. Read that again. The woman who built her entire life around tennis just said she doesn't care if these children play tennis. She cares if they know they matter. Do you understand what kind of person that makes her? The school will serve 120 children in its first year. 120. And not just any children. Orphans, abandoned children. Children whose families collapsed under the weight of poverty. Children who have learned to expect nothing from the world because the world has given them nothing. Each of these children will receive free education. 2 meals a day, uniforms, school supplies, access to medical care. Some of them have never been to school before. Some cannot read. Some have never held a pencil. On the first day of classes, they arrived carrying backpacks the school provided, wearing uniforms the school purchased, and something else, something no backpack can hold. The quiet, fragile, terrifying belief that maybe, just maybe, someone finally sees them. Alex Eala saw them. She saw them 8 years ago on cracked public courts in Manila with torn nets and faded lines, playing with wooden rackets, dreaming dreams that had no infrastructure to support them. She saw herself in them, and she never looked away. Here's the part of this story that breaks you when you really sit with it. When Alex left for Spain at 13, she had things those children didn't. She had parents who believed in her. She had a coach who saw potential. She had a scholarship. She had a path. And she knew it. Even then, at 13 years old, running drills in Mallorca while her family slept thousands of miles away, she knew that the only difference between her and the kids on those cracked courts back home was luck. Not talent, not discipline, not desire. Luck. The luck of being born to the right parents. The luck of being seen by the right coach. The luck of one break going her way instead of someone else's way. I was one lucky break away from being one of those kids with a cracked court and a broken dream. She said that. And if you've ever had a moment in your life where you realized how thin the line is between the life you have and the life you could have had, that sentence will hit you somewhere you didn't expect. So she did something about it. Not with a tweet. Not with a donation link in her bio. Not with a celebrity gala where people pay $5,000 a plate to feel good about themselves. She took her prize money, the $35,000 from Birmingham, the $15,000 from Indian Wells, chunks of her Nike deal, contributions from sponsors who heard what she was building and wanted in. And she turned it into walls and windows and classrooms and a dining hall where children who had nobody would eat 2 meals a day, every day, for free. She hired architects. She hired teachers. She hired administrators. She designed the curriculum herself, because of course she did, ensuring that every subject taught in that building would be connected to possibility. To the idea that your future is not determined by your past. To the belief, which she holds with her whole chest, that every child deserves a chance to bloom. And now, the Instagram post. June 2026, 1 photo, 9 words. A dream I never knew I had. Welcome to the Eala Academy of Hope. Within minutes, the likes begin. Within an hour, the shares. Within 6 hours, the hashtag is trending in the Philippines, the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada. The comments are not normal comments. They are not the usual mix of fire emojis and spam accounts. They are paragraphs. They are love letters. They are people describing what they feel in real time as they sit with their phones and stare at a photo of a 21-year-old standing in front of a school she built with her own money for children nobody else remembered. A fan in Manila writes, "For children nobody else remembered." A fan in Manila writes, "I've watched Alex win titles. I've watched her break records. But this is her greatest victory. A school for orphans funded by her own prize money. That's our champion." Another writes, "She left home at 13 to chase her dream. She never forgot the children left behind." This is what fighting really means. Not just for yourself, for others. A third person writes just 4 words, and somehow those 4 words say everything. "I'm not ashamed," crying. Then the players start responding, and this is where it escalates. Because when your peers, the people who know how hard this life is, how brutal the tour is, how little time and energy you have left after you've done the work, when they react like this, you understand the scale of what just happened. Coco Gauff, who has played against Alex multiple times, who has become one of her closest friends on tour, posts, "I'm sitting here crying. Alex didn't tell me she was doing this. None of us knew. She just did it quietly, selflessly. That's who she is. That's my friend. I'm so proud." Venus Williams, who is set to partner with Alex in doubles at Bad Homburg, a pairing so surreal it deserves its own video, posts a tribute that spans multiple paragraphs. She has been in this sport for 3 decades. She has seen everything. And she calls what Alex did extraordinary. She says, "Alex Eala is not just a tennis player. She is a force for good. The world needs more like her." And then Roger Federer, retired, beloved, still one of the most followed athletes on the planet, posts a message that gets 5 million likes in 24 hours. He writes, "This is what true greatness looks like. Not trophies, not rankings, not records. Building something that will outlast your career. I am so proud of you, Alex. The children of the Eala Academy of Hope are lucky to have you." 5 million likes in 24 hours for a post about a school in Quezon City. Do you understand the magnitude of that? But here's what none of those posts can capture. Here's what the numbers miss. It's a moment that happens at the opening ceremony, almost invisible in the noise of the crowd and the singing and the tears. A little girl, 7 years old at most, tugs at Alex's sleeve after the ribbon has been cut, after the speeches have been made, after everyone has cried and cheered and photographed and shared. The little girl looks up at her and asks, "Miss Alex, will you teach us how to play tennis?" And Alex Eala, world number 28, Nike ambassador, Wimbledon contender, the highest-ranked Filipino in the history of tennis, kneels down, gets to the little girl's level, looks her in the eyes, and says one word, "Yes." That's the story. That's the whole story in one word. Yes. There's a version of this story that doesn't exist. The version where Alex Eala wins Wimbledon first, where she gets to number 1, where she banks 10 million in career earnings, where she retires with a foundation and a press team and a documentary crew, where she builds the school at 45 and calls it giving back. That version is fine. That version is respectable. But that's not the version she chose. She's 21 years old. She is at the absolute beginning of what could be one of the greatest careers in the history of her sport. And she has already decided that the court is not the only place she intends to leave something permanent. She said it herself. This is not a project. This is a commitment. To these children. To their futures. To the dream that every child, no matter where they come from, deserves a chance to bloom. She will continue funding the school with portions of her future prize money and endorsement earnings. She has established a scholarship fund to expand its reach. She is thinking in decades while the rest of the world is thinking in seasons. Andre Agassi built an academy in Las Vegas. Serena Williams has funded educational initiatives across the world. These are great things done by great people. But Alex Eala's school is different in a way that's worth naming. It is not a training ground. It is not a pipeline for future champions. It is a home for children who have no home. She said it without any dramatic flair, the way people say the truest things. I don't care if any of them become tennis players. I care if they know that they matter. That distinction between producing excellence and simply affirming existence is the entire philosophy of this school in one sentence. She is not asking these children to earn their place. She is telling them their place is already here, already built, already waiting, with a meal and a uniform and a teacher and a court in the back where they can hit a ball as hard as they want and hear the sound it makes and feel, maybe for the first time, like they belong somewhere in this world. The grass season continues. Berlin is next, where a wild card into the main draw could help secure her Wimbledon seeding. Bad Homburg is coming, where she and Venus Williams will step onto the court together in doubles, a moment so cinematic it almost doesn't feel real. And then Wimbledon, the cathedral, the grass, the white, the history. Alex Eala will walk onto that grass, and whatever happens, whatever the scoreboard says, whatever the rankings say afterward, she will walk on carrying something that no opponent can serve away from her. A legacy that is already built, already filled with children, already alive. The morning after the Instagram post, when the world was still processing, when the shares were still multiplying, when Federer's post was still collecting millions of likes, a reporter asked Alex what it felt like. What it felt like to have built the school, to have revealed it, to have watched the world react the way the world reacted. She paused for a long moment, long enough that you could hear her deciding what was true versus what was easy. And then she said, I left home at 13 with a dream. I was lucky. Not everyone is lucky. But luck shouldn't be the only thing standing between a child and their future. So I tried to move the luck a little, to put it somewhere it was needed. That's all this is. I just moved the luck. She moved the luck. For 120 children who had none, and in doing so, she became something rarer than a champion. She became the kind of person the world actually needs. A dream she never knew she had, and somehow, impossibly, it turned out to be her greatest one.